the resistance and the capacitor. So when that matching or perfect matching with that resistance we obtain, at that time the resonance is occur. So the third one in this section we are considering a series resonance and a parallel resonance. So these two are different from each other. The series resonance is different from the parallel resonance. Or series resonance is obtained when capacitor and inductor are connected in series with each other. And parallel resonance is occurs when the capacitor and the resistor are connected parallel to each other. So, in our electrical circuits, resonance is very important phenomenon. The study of the resonance is very useful. Or in our RLC circuit, or if we are considering the resistance, inductance, and capacitance are connected to each other in the series form, and when we apply the voltage, and the voltage is nothing but the sinusoidal voltage. The voltage we are applying to that one is nothing but it is in the form of the sinusoidal voltage. So that sinusoidal voltage, the frequency matching or the formula which we have obtained in our circuit, if here the frequency matches with that LC, or the formula for this frequency or the resonant frequency FR is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi under root LC. The formula for the resonance, that is the omega 0, or here we are able to see that is nothing but the omega 0. The omega 0 means here that is nothing but the value of that omega is nothing but equal to 2 pi. So here, or 2 pi f. So here the 2 pi under root LC, or 2 pi under root LC is nothing but our resonant frequency, or here the resonant frequency is nothing but the FR. The formula is FR is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi under root LC, and the resonance occurs when the inductive reactance is equal to the inductive capacitance, or here XL is equal to XC, or the condition for this resonance is when the inductance or here inductive reactance and capacitive reactance are equal to each other. At that time the resonance is occurs, and we know that the formula for that XL is omega L, and formula for the XC is equal to 1 divided by omega C. So here omega L is equal to 1 by omega C, and when we solve here we are obtaining the omega square. Omega square is equal to 1 by LC, and when we resolve that equation we are obtaining the resonant frequency, and the formula for that resonant frequency FR is nothing but equal to 1 divided by 2 pi LC, and this is an important equation to remember. So it applies both the series and the parallel resonance circuit, or generally we are applying that formula to the series resonance circuit, because in that series resonance circuit we have connected the uh, inductance and capacitance with each other in the series form. So about that circuit, so about that circuit, the input impedance is given by Z. Z is equal to R plus J into bracket omega L minus 1 by omega C. But here when that we know that the condition for this resonance is that the value of this omega L, the value of this omega L and omega C, or that is XL, is equal to XC. That can be done when that XL is equal to XC means that part is going to be working as a 0. So here at a resonance, only the value of impedance of that circuit is nothing but equal to the value of the resistance. That value is present as the resistance. So here we are able to say that the at resonance, the impedance or of that circuit is equal to the purely resistance, or here the purely resistance, that is nothing but our impedance or Z value, because that XL and XC value are opposing to each other, or uh, the minimization, or here that minimization is equal to the 0, because here XL minus XC equal to 0. And the magnitude of that current. So if we consider the resistance is very low, and we know that by the Ohm's law states that V is equal to I into R. I into R, that is the Ohm's law. So here the current is nothing but equal to, we are able to give the equation for the current is nothing but voltage divided by resistance. And if that voltage divided by resistance, or generally always remember that at resonance, the value of that resonance, or here the value of the resistance is minimum. The value of that Z is minimum, because here these two values, or here j omega n minus 1 by omega c is equal to 0. If it is non-zero value, then at the time that gets added. So here the at resonance, the resistance value is 0. If that resistance value is minimum, or we are saying that R is very less, then at resonance always remember that the value of current is nothing but the maximum. The value of current is maximum at the resonance, because that the resistance of the circuit becomes zero. This one is the formula, and the next one is the magnitude of the current response. So if we see at resonance, or generally in our structure or in our circuit, the resonance is occurred at this omega 0, or here we are obtaining the resonance. So as this resonance is obtained at this omega 0 point, we are obtaining the value of that current. I will say that the value of that current is maximum when the circuit is in the under, or is in the resonance. The value of that current is maximum. So here also we are requiring the bandwidth, or we know that bandwidth is nothing but the operating frequency range of the circuit. The bandwidth is nothing but the operating frequency range, or it is the subtraction of, or it is uh, the two frequencies, or if we are considering the W as a frequency component, W2 minus W1, W2 minus W1 is nothing but our bandwidth. So here bandwidth is nothing but a W2, or the region or portion in between that W2 and the W1. That portion is nothing but our bandwidth. The bandwidth obtained is very low, or in our circuit. So here that is nothing but we are calling as the hub power point, or bandwidth is nothing but that is the 0.707. Here it is the IM. At this point or above that point, or here above that point, we are having the band. So that bandwidth is nothing but the frequency difference, omega 2 minus omega 1. That is nothing but the output response of this resonance circuit. Output response in the terms of current, here we are having the current in the terms of the frequency. X-axis is nothing but the frequency, and y-axis is current. So in between that two, we are plotting the current graph, and that current graph, firstly when we are starting to increase the frequency at the time, here when we start increasing the frequency, the current starts increasing. But at resonance frequency, or at resonance frequency, the current becomes highest. At the resonance frequency, the current becomes highest, and after that, when we increases the frequency, when we increases the frequency, what happens? The current value starts decrease, and lastly it becomes to the 0. That is nothing but the plot of this current versus frequency in the resonance circuit. Then the next one is nothing but the power. Or here at this resonance or this series resonance, the power value or peak power delivered to the circuit is P is equal to, we know that the formula for this power is nothing but P is equal to I into R, or we know that I is equal to voltage divided by resistance, or if we put that value of that I is equal to V upon R, we are obtaining V square divided by R is nothing but our peak power. And the so-called the hub power, or if we want to find out the hub power, we are given the I is equal to Vm divided by twice of R. So we are able to find out the frequency of this hub power, or here we are having W1 and W2 frequency. So here 0.707 Im, that value we are finding by using that equation. Under root 2 R is equal to under root R square omega L minus 1 by omega C. From that we are obtaining the values of this W1 and here the value of the W. So the W1 is nothing but the first cutoff frequency and W2 is nothing but the second cutoff frequency, and the difference of that frequency we are calling as a bandwidth, or bandwidth is nothing but it is the operating frequency range of the circuit. So below that W1 the circuit is not working properly, or above that W2 the circuit is not properly. So here the circuit properly will that range, or if we are able to see the circuit in the working condition within that range. Above that it is not working, above that it is not working. Here it is also not working. So we are calling this one as a bandwidth. So we are able to define the bandwidth of the series resonance circuit, or if that circuit is in the resonance form at that time, the bandwidth is nothing but W2 minus W1, because that's W2 is for the highest value and W1 is nothing but the lowest value, and that value is equal to R upon L, or here resistance divided by inductance of that circuit gives us the bandwidth. The we define the Q, or we are calling this one as the quality factor of the circuit. So how we are able to define the quality factor? Or firstly, remember that Q is the ratio of reactive power of the inductor to the reactive power of the capacitor. Or here, the value of that Q is the ratio of reactive power of the inductor to the reactive power of the capacitor to the true power. The resistance or the value of that Q we are able to given as the value of that Q is nothing but equal to, here it is the ratio of the reactive power, or reactive power means here that is nothing but the XL, because here that XL is nothing but the reactive inductance and XC is nothing but the reactive capacitor. So the Q is nothing but 2 pi into maximum energy stored divided by energy dissipated per cycle, or generally the Q factor for that coil or for the inductor. The Q factor for that coil we are given as Wn divided by R. The Q factor of this coil or the quality factor of the coil, or we are calling as the inductor, and the Q factor of the capacitor. So we are denoting the Q factor of that capacitor is QC, or Q factor of that capacitor, or we know that XL is or here W omega L is here, that is the XL. The XL divided by R. So here the QC is nothing but the XC by R, or XC value is 1 divided by omega. So here the value of that XC omega c, that value is that value is so to relate the q factor with our bandwidth or the frequency, or here generally the here the omega 0 is nothing but our resonant frequency, or we are also calling instead of that fr. So here the bandwidth of that circuit is equal to fr divided by q, or here you are also able to write bandwidth is equal to omega 0 divided by q. So here by using the value of that q and resonant frequency, by using that value of q and resonant frequency, we are able to find out the value of the band. And if we have find out that value of bandwidth, we are also able to find out omega 2 frequency, that is the maximum frequency operating range, and minimum frequency operating range. That two values are also able to find out from this equation. Or here vice versa, if we know the bandwidth, we are also able to find the quality factor. So these all are related with each other, and we also remember, or we have to know the formula for the bandwidth, formula for the q, and formula for this uh, for the series resonance. That all things we have to know. So generally we are having one question, or if q is greater than 10, one can safely use the approximation or value of that quality factor, that is the ratio of omega L divided by R, or 1 by omega RC. If that ratio is greater than 10, then we are able to write down the equation omega 1 is equal to omega 0 minus bandwidth divided by 2, and omega 2 is equal to, or here that is the central part. If we see here, that is the central part, half side, and here is half side, that both the half sides are same. So here we are bandwidth divided by 2. We are adding plus subtraction. When we add and subtract, we are easily able to obtain the value of omega 2 and value of the omega 1 from the equation. So this is very good. Or by using that q factor into that LC, because here q is nothing but omega L divided by R. If we put that value in previous equations, or previously we have written at equations, from that equations we are also able to find out the value of the omega 1 and the value of the omega. So in order to get some feel for how the numerical value of q influences the resonant, and also get a better appreciation of the S plane, we consider the following examples. So here previously we are So previously we are considering that equations are in the form of the time domain, or this all the equations are in the time domain, because here the we are considering that the current is varying with respect to time. But when we are shifted from the S domain, or S domain is nothing but the frequency domain. So to consider that frequency domain, we are, or for that S domain, we are using the Laplace transformation. So here that Laplace transformation gives the, or it converts the time domain equations into the frequency domain equations. So in the previous one, if we are writing that I of S as a input current, if we are writing that I of S as an input current, or we are calling instead of that in the time domain, that is present into the frequency domain or in the S domain form. So before that, when it is in the time domain, and if we perform the Laplace transform of this function, the time domain quantities is converted into the frequency domain. Similarly here, v of t, that is the time domain function. So this is nothing but the time domain functions. So here we know that by the Ohm's law, current divided by voltage is equal to 1 by Z. So the value of that equations, or V of, or here I of S divided by V of S, is equal to 1 by Ls divided by S square plus R by Ls plus 1 by C. In the following example, the three cases for about the transfer functions will be considered. So first one, if we keep W0 for all the three cases, the numerical value is gives the values of likes that, or that values we are able to obtain as ks divided by s square plus 2s plus 400. Or if we want to solve this, or to solve this, we have to find out the inverse Laplace transform. So for that inverse Laplace transform, uh, we are firstly we have to solve that uh, first equation, or that equation is nothing but that equation we have to solve. So to solve that equation, here that equation we are forming in the form of s plus a, and another one s plus b. That b and a values are the constant that we are able to convert, or we want to convert. So in the mathematics, we have also given to how to find out the inverse Laplace of these two, or we are uh, breaking that equations in the form of s plus a plus or s plus a into s plus b. So here that divided values arises as, or s plus 1 plus j and n plus 1 minus j, or like that, s plus 1 plus j, s plus 1 minus j. That is the, we are partitioning into the parts, or s square plus 2s plus 400. So in our equation, or in our case number first, that omega square or omega 0 square is nothing but the 400, means here that value is nothing but our resonant frequency square. Or if we take the under root of that 400, we are obtaining the 20. That 20 is nothing but the resonant frequency, and unit of that resonant frequency we are given as the radians per second, because here that frequency is nothing but the into the angular form, or here into that angular form. Here that if we are considering the rotating in the anti-clockwise direction, at that time here that angle, or that angle is nothing but the theta, or at this much angle, that is the rotation, or here we are calling that radians per second, because here the frequency is in the angular form. So here the radians per second and bandwidth r by l is nothing but the 2 radians, and W0, or here the W0 we are also knowing, that is the 20 divided by 2, or that value divided by 2 is nothing but equal to 10, or that value is given in that place here. Q is equal to W0 divided by bandwidth, and the ratio of that 20 by 2, that is nothing but a 10. Always remember that that is, it is the ratio of that. W is also nothing but the frequency, bandwidth is also given in the form of the frequency. So the ratio of these two same unit values, so here it is that 10 doesn't have any kind of the unit. Here it is not having any unit, so it is in the constant form. त्यामुळे काय असणार आहे, we doesn't have unit for that quality factor, but we are having the resonant frequency, the unit is radians per second. So the comments on this series resonance are The frequency response starts at the origin, the S plane. At the right of the transfer function is 0 because there is 0 at the origin. And as we get closer to a complex pole which has parts, so if we want to define the stability of the system, or in our second section we are relating about the stability. So here the S plus 1, or these equations we are able to read as S plus 1, because here if there is minus, or here it is nothing but a S is equal to minus 1, then here the value is plus 20, but that value is imaginary, or here the S is equal to minus 1 plus 20j, or here S plus 1 minus 20j. So these are the locations of that poles for that point. S here minus, here plus, here it is plus, then here minus. Same for that one, but here only the change is that instead of that minus, it becomes plus 20. Or here yes, plus 1 plus 20. Okay, and the lastly we are looking the MATLAB program. So here in the series resonance, we have given the values of the uh, the numbers, or here 1 2 and 400, that is this is the equation which is we have obtained from this. Or here in the first part, or we are having the value of resistance. If we are considering the value of resistance is 10, then here the value of inductor we are calling 10 Henry, and if the value of the capacitor is 20 microfarad, or 20 microfarad. So if that values are given at a time, here the value of Z is equal to R, that is the 10 plus 10 plus here the J into brackets 10 plus 20 micro, or 20 micro means here that is multiplied with 10 raised to minus, or 10 raised to minus 6, or 10 plus J10 plus 20 into 10 raised to power minus 6. And if we multiply that part, and if we add that part, and that part is equal to purely imaginary, so that part we have, so that part we have written in that place, or like that. So when we convert that J domain, or here it is the time domain, into the S domain form. So and the constant values we are continuing. So that is the part of this series resonance, and the current waveform with respect to time for that different value, that is the Q is equal to 10, for Q is equal to 4, and for Q is equal to 2. The separate values we are obtaining. That is the output of that program. The output is amplitude versus the the frequency. Or here at resonance frequency, if we are considered 20 as a resonance frequency, the current is maximum. The current is maximum at the time, the resistance is minimum. So we will stop here about that series resonance. In the next lecture, we will conduct the parallel resonance and problems related with that series resonance. Anyone having any doubts?